Hi everybody. In this video, we are going to take you through a step-by-step walkthrough of how we are running the Tata Motors Curvv campaign for some of our customers. Our customers include Tata Motors, the organization, as well as certain dealerships. Now, so this video consists of two parts. First, I'm going to explain the concept, the process of how we go around creating ad assets, and then I'm going to take you to the ads manager interface and actually show you how all this is done. All right. Okay. So the first concept to understand is that okay, that you know what is our understanding of how the an individual buys a car. Well, I may buy the Nexon, you may buy the Nexon, I may buy the Tata Curvv, you may buy the Tata Curvv, we may buy the same vehicle, but we may buy it for different reasons. People buy cars for different reasons. Somebody buys it for safety, somebody buys it for the technology in the car, some buy it for the performance, which is 0 to 100 in 8.6 seconds. Some buy it for the looks of the car itself. All right. Now the point is, you know, till for years and years together, how have we looked at digital marketing in the automobile industry? Is that the purpose of the ad was to generate a lead, and our sales team would call up that lead and then invite him to the dealership for a test drive. And from there, the digital marketing, the salesperson at the dealership would actually go around making the sales pitch. Now things are different. Why are they different? Because courtesy our friends in the finance companies who make crazy calls, spam calls to our customers, courtesy our friends in real estate who have totally irritated the customer. We have become a nation that hates salespeople, and therefore the idea is that we now have to change our marketing approach, where the purpose of the ad is not just to bring the person to the dealership, but to also do the sales pitch, which means that since we've moved to a stage where customers are doing research online, buy online in mobile phones, in cars, they're still doing research online, but buy offline. And who knows, as Tesla becomes more popular in India, we may move to a situation where customers are buying online also. Now, therefore, the ad does the heavy lifting of selling the car, and a car consists of more than 100 features, and therefore the ad assets need to be created in such a manner that all these features and benefits of the car are communicated effectively through the ad. Okay, so this is the basic idea. So let me go straight away to the user interface and show you how we go around creating these processes, and then I will show you how we go around actually creating the campaign on the Meta Ads Manager. Right. So the first step is to actually study the product, and this is where we go. So the first step we go to is the Tata Curvv website, the landing page of this product, and Tatas have done a fabulous job of creating images. So we just take these same images. You just take screenshots of all of these things and copy it down. Now I want you to look at this right particular set of bullet points over here, and you see overview, design, safety, ADAS, performance, technology, and comfort. This is what is highlighted in the rest of the page. Now, what we do is we study this page and then create an ad asset sheet like this. I will link all of this in the module, and you can refer to this. So this is what we actually do. Now, the question you will ask is, why do we do this in so much detail? Well, two reasons. First of all, what we are trying to do is that the ad itself is communicating the full sales pitch. I am not asking him to do 3 or 4 clicks and then go to the website. I'll give that website option, but I want the ad to do the selling itself. And the second is this very powerful feature in Meta Ads called dynamic creative. Now, I will show you in the user interface what happens when you do dynamic creative. What is dynamic creative? Um, the ad platform allows me to upload 10 creatives, 5 headlines, 5 descriptions, and 5 primary text, and 5 call to actions. Now, what happens when you activate dynamic creative is that in the first 24 to 72 hours, Facebook shows multiple variations of your ad to the audience because it doesn't know which of the creatives is going to work, which headline is going to work. So, what we do is we upload 10 creatives and 5 different headlines. I'll show you what those 5 headlines are in this sheet. Now what happens is Facebook will take the first creative, the first headline, the first description, the first primary text, and show 10 or 15 images, impressions of it. Then it changes the creative. Then it changes one of the five things. So it shows the second creative with the first headline, and now you got a different ad altogether. Then it changes the second creative, second headline. So how many possible combinations are there of ads that Facebook can show? We're talking 10 creatives into 5 headlines, which is 50, into 5 descriptions, which is 250 into 50 into 5, 250, into 5 primary text, which is 1250, into 5 call to actions, which means there's a total of over 6,000 odd variants of the ads that will get shown. Now, you don't end up showing 6,000 ads, but let's say we can show at least 100 different variants. After 48 hours, if you're running a lead gen campaign and the campaign has already got a few leads, Facebook now has data about which creative produces the best performance in terms of leads or page views or videos or whatever. What it does is it throttles all the non-performing ad assets and shows only the ad assets that produce results in the first 48 to 72 hours. Therefore, you use dynamic creative. Therefore, you must have at least 5 headlines, 5 primary text. So what do we do? Once you study the page, what you do is you now look at all these points here. So somebody is interested in price. So what we've got here is the first headline is Curvv starts at 17.49, offers available up to this, 8 variants available. Somebody goes for performance. So now what you have the Curvv 0 to 100 in 8.6 seconds, range is 502 kilometers, conditions apply. Now somebody goes in for innovative technology, performance, and now you got and somebody goes in for safety. So now you got 5 different headlines which talk about 5 different things. Similarly, each and every one of your 10 images should talk ideally about different things. Now, sometimes we are not able to create those ad assets. So what do? We just straight away download it. Either we take screenshots from the landing page itself. So how do I do that? I go back to the landing page. I want a screenshot of this particular thing. So what do I do? I click on Windows Shift and S, and now it highlights a particular thing, and this is what I do. I now copy this. It's a fantastic logo image. I now save it, and I've got one of my creatives. I like this require 10 different creatives which I take from the entire page. Then I also study all of these, okay, all of these features of the vehicle and look at it this way. So somebody, there are people who are interested. There's people who are passionate about cars, and this is how you sell a car. So now we've got all of this, okay, which now condenses into this whole sheet. So each of these technologies, what are the 10 technology points is what we put down over here in the description, which is 5 numbers. And this whole piece goes into the primary text. The primary text allows me to upload almost 2000 characters. And here I put the entire features and benefits of the car. I put the dealer details. I also put the hashtags. Okay, so that is also what we do. Now we've got our ad assets in place. What is left is videos. Now, so what do? We go to the Instagram handle. So this is the Instagram handle of Tata Curvv. And now what we do is we go to this download gram. This is, we did a search on how to download Instagram videos. Download gram is there. I go up over here. Let's say I like this particular video. And I click here, I copy the link address, I come down to download gram, I link all of these features over here, all these things, and now I do download now. So now what happens is that particular video is now available for me to download. This is the video that I have. I click on this download button and it allows me to save it into my computer. That's it. Okay, so we've got the ad assets, we've got the full sales pitch on the car ready. So we've got 5 different headlines, we've got 5 different descriptions on 5 different parts of the car, we've got a consolidated primary text, we've got 10 creatives which are images, and another 10 creatives which can be videos. These are all approved creatives. Whatever the company puts up on the page is an approved creative. That's how it is. So by the way, when you do all of these things, we also make life very simple for our clients. That is very critical, because if the client has to give you all of this stuff, then the client might as well run the campaign themselves. Okay. All right. So what have we done so far? So now we've analyzed the product in detail. We've created the ad assets. We've developed creatives. Now let's come to the actual process of creating the ad campaign. Now here I want to take you through a way in which we've seen another video on this in detail, but I just mention it over here because it's important. So Facebook's ad targeting has really changed over the last couple of years or so. And this was the way it was earlier. And because of this change, because of privacy regulations that Facebook has been forced to do, we now need to, the lead quality has somewhat dipped. And therefore, we need to account for it through certain targeting options and lead form options. And this was the way it was in the past. Facebook's previous location targeting was that I could target people living in this location and I could target people recently in this location or traveling. What is the difference between traveling and recently? Somebody's coming in from Navi Mumbai to Mumbai, is traveling Gurgaon to Delhi, is recently in the location, but somebody going from Mumbai to Delhi is traveling to that location. That's more than 200 kilometers away. Now, this was the way I could target it in the past. Now I can't do this anymore. Okay, so now it's only this particular option, which is people living in or recently. Now, what we have discovered is that this results in a whole lot of junk leads and out of territory leads that are coming through. You run a campaign in Mumbai, you get leads from Bihar and UP. You run a campaign in Maharashtra, you get leads from, say, from Gujarat. Why is this happening? Because this living in or recently in this location is something which needs to be qualified. So now we've got various ways in which we do this. We do what is called lead filtering. So what is lead filtering? Level 0 is that as soon as somebody clicks on the call to action button, a lead form pops up, which looks like something like this. And my name, phone number, and email address, which I used to open an Instagram or Facebook account, is automatically pre-populated over there. We don't recommend you do this. This will cost the least, but it will also give you horrible junk quality leads. The cost per lead will come to about 50 rupees and you will get kachara. Okay, and this is not recommended at all. So what we recommend is that you ask a couple of questions, and we can add as many questions as we want. It can go to 10, 15 or so. Uh, the first question that I ask is, which is the dealership location closest to you? So here the idea is, and if you're running this campaign in the interiors of India, then it makes sense to do this in the local language also. And therefore, what do? We ask this question, Kalyan, Thane, Andheri, Worli, Chembur. This we did for one of our Mumbai dealerships because they wanted to focus on a particular area, which is South Mumbai. They want to focus on western suburbs and South Mumbai. So this can be the first question. Now, our thought process is that anybody who sees this question, I'm running a campaign in Mumbai, but it is showing to people in Raigad, it is showing to people in Khopoli, it is showing to people in Pune who recently visited Mumbai, and we expect the Pune guy to drop out at this stage. Okay, that's our expectation. It doesn't happen all the time, but that's a point. Okay. The second point, level 2 filtering, is now we ask more questions to filter, to lead, to basically get a better, higher purchase intent. So here what we do is we can ask for area. We can ask for, if you're advertising one vehicle which has different variants. So now what I can do is I can ask, you interested in the petrol, CNG or electric variant? CNG has seen a huge rise in interest and consumption. India has seen almost, I think the numbers are about 18% to 28% consumption of fuel now happens through CNG. Diesel has actually come down. So this is the second question that I can ask. I can ask a third question, which is, which feature of the Curvv would you be most interested in? Design, technology, safety, comfort, or, and you can put a fourth option, fifth option, which is, I'll decide after I take a test drive at the dealership. So this is level 2 filtering, and the highest level of filtering is where we do two-factor authentication. So two-factor authentication happens happens very well when the page has data. So if your campaigns have previously produced about 400 to 500 leads, two-factor authentication will get you some awesome quality leads. This happens in the second or third month or so. We don't recommend it immediately, but this really produces the best quality leads. It also leads to a higher cost per lead. So each of these questions, okay, as you keep adding, improves the quality of the leads, reduces the number of the leads, and what you're getting is higher purchase intent. Okay, now we try to balance it out depending on whether you want to run a top of the funnel campaign, a middle of the funnel campaign, or a bottom of the, right? That's the idea, right? So on this note, okay, so now we go on to our next point, which is I'll now take you through the ads manager interface, and now we'll get into actually creating the ads. So we click on create and go into the leads option and click on continue. Since most of you have already gone through a detailed lead gen campaign, I'm only going to highlight the key points over here. We're not going one by one. So this is the campaign tab, this is the ad set tab, this is the ad tab. In the campaign tab, I write down the name over here of the campaign. I mention the budget over here, campaign bid strategy. That's it. And I declare category not relevant in our case because we are showing automobile ads right now. In the ad set tab, what do? I mention the name, and I'm already on instant forms. There are various options that I can do. I can have website and instant forms, website and calls. Instant forms is what we are doing right now, so we stick to instant forms. Now, I mentioned the page, so I go down over here and I take a page that I want, that we are recently working with. So we'll go with Trident Tata. Um, and now my goal is maximize number of leads, so that is what we'll do. And dynamic creative, so as we have already seen, dynamic creative dramatically improves the choice that Facebook also has in showing multiple campaigns. So we always switch this on, and now we've got the option in the ad column to add multiple images, multiple creatives. Budget strategy remains the same, start date, end date. Now we go here and we mention locations. So what are the different options in locations? Now we'll take, say, Mumbai, okay, and we click here. See what's happening over here. We now got 38 million, about 40 million odd people. Now, since I don't want people from the surrounding areas, I can do a, a geofencing. So how do we do a geofencing? Is, let's say you don't want to target people from Pune or surrounding areas. So instead of doing this thing, I can now do exclude location. So instead of doing, let's say, this exclude, and let's say we have a lot of people from Surat who are coming down to Mumbai, we kind of want to exclude them. So now you've got this geofencing. So you've got a territory and all the national highways that lead out of that territory. The first town outside that national highway, on that national highway outside that town, is what you would now do geofencing on. So for example, if I'm running a campaign in India, the geofencing would be Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh, no, and China. So that's for an example, right? Now you got the location targeting done. Do I want to do this? Reach people more likely? No, we generally disable this because otherwise it defeats the very purpose of all that other targeting that we're doing over there, right? Now we also talk about detailed targeting. So detailed targeting, let me just show you a couple of options. So let's say I take cars. So if I just type cars and it shows me Lotus cars, Jaguars cars. I just click on one of these and now it will show me all the relevant categories. So automobiles, used cars, vehicles, film, film, and we take people who are interested in car dealerships, and whatever is relevant, you keep on adding, okay, all of this stuff over here. Now look at this point here, okay, see this point here. If I now say use as a suggestion, what happens is Facebook will listen to the suggestion, but that's exactly what it is. It is a suggestion, it's not a instruction. If I wanted to only show ads to people who are interested in, who are in these categories, I disable this option, and now I see I have a narrower option that emerges over here. All right. So now we've got estimated audience, which is 3.8 million to 4.4 million. See what we've done. We have targeted Mumbai, Maharashtra, and excluded the surrounding areas. And now you've got this, this narrow targeting. You've got this definition, this audience detailed targeting over here, and then after that we go on to the leads ad, and we run the ad over here. Now you're using the Facebook page, this thing, you connect the Instagram ID over here, upload the ads, select the images, Okay, all those things. We do add the primary text. So all of these things we've got over here. I take the first point here, offers on so and so. come back come back to the campaign and add a headline, okay, over here. So now we got our first headline, our second headline, our third headline, and one by one. So I upload 5 headlines, 5 primary text. If you want to, 5 descriptions and 5 call to action. Okay, this is the ad assets that are done. Now what is left is to create a form. So this is where you create a form, and these are the options that we looked at. So I give a name to this form. I click on hire intent. This is where I require leads. So the final best quality campaigns will be with verify phone number with a one-off passcode. This is how it happens. We've done this with a few clients, and it's really produced some fabulous results. So that's the idea. Otherwise, we go into an introduction. We upload a background image. So this is how I upload a background image on this. Take this as the Curvv image here, right? Now we've got the Curvv over here, image over here, a greeting. So we say welcome to the name of the company or so at these points, and this is where we add the questions. So I click here on add questions, multiple choice. Now which is the location closest to you? This was the question that we saw over here. This was the questions that we added over here, which is what we will come back here and do this. And now you add the questions, add the contact information. What else do you want? Link to the privacy policy, review the screen, and now you can just upload this. Okay, this whole, right? Do I want to close the lead form? Yes. And now you got a lead form that is done, and now your campaign is ready to publish. All right. So this is how you run a lead gen campaign nowadays. We keep in mind that the customer wants to study different. He's interested in different features and benefits of the product. Cars are complex products that are sold, and anybody who spends 10 to 20 lakhs on a car is likely to want to be interested and needs a lot of information, right? All right, so that's it. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.